Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another set of videos in which we continue to learn about Business Central and some of the features that are applicable to implementation, for instance. So today's video is going to be quick and short, and we're actually talking about the reconciliation journal when you make a payment to your vendor, for instance. So the idea here is that you have made a payment to a vendor for a particular service that they have provided or something that you bought from them, and you made a payment. And at some point in the end of the month, you receive or you ask the bank to send you a file so you can reconcile that in your system, in your Business Central. So today's video is going to actually talk about that. So you've made a payment and now you have received a bank file that you will be using to reconcile with the payment that's been made in the system already. So everything is aligned in that sense. The idea is that the system is aligned with the actual payments that have been taken out of your business account. So the first thing you're gonna do is actually go or search for payment reconciliation journal. So I have actually bookmarked it here. So let's just search that and we can go to the journal itself. So this is the journal that you need to go to. The bank account. So I have only one bank account configured in the system. So you could see there's a total amount of transactions. So there's already transaction in that journal. But we'll walk through the process of it and see how actually it looks like. But you are going to select the bank account that you need to make a reconciliation from. So I'll pick this account as a checking. So there are already some of the transactions here. So the idea was that I actually got a file and a sample file, and I had it imported into the system, and then I did some of the manual manipulation, which I will show you how that can be done to make sure that it is reconciled correctly in the system. So first thing first, you're going to click on the import bank transaction. So once you click on process and import, you're going to select a file, and it has to be in the same format as what Business Central um, would like. So if it's not in that format, then you have to tell your bank to actually send you in that format. So once that's successful, you will have the transactions accordingly in these journal lines. The next thing that you need to do, which is a very handy tool in Business Central, is to actually map those transactions accordingly. So in Business Central, sometimes you made a payment, but the bank may not know exactly what the payment was about. So they just know that a fixed amount needs to get sent out to that particular vendor, for instance. So this is where the connection comes in with reconciliation, that you can easily match these amounts to a particular invoice or a particular vendor for that matter. So what you're going to do is go into the manual application and do map to text to account. So in here, as you could see, I have actually mapped it. So this is the text that it will pick up from the transaction, and it will map it to the vendor itself and then apply that amount. And that's how the reconciliation actually works. So this is a very useful tool to use when you're actually doing the payment reconciliation journals. Only limitation at the moment here is the dimensions. You can't use dimensions in this payment reconciliations. So my recommendation to my clients always has been that it is a manual process. Unfortunately, you would have to do. Microsoft at the moment does not have anything in their pipeline to actually fix this problem because it's not something that is a priority. So if you think that is a priority, then feel free to go into the Microsoft community ideas and then vote for the idea that actually says to add a dimension into this text to account mapping, which would really help a lot of clients actually. But in our case, I usually recommend them that get as many text to account mapping as possible. And once you have that applied, it will take that into account, it will map it, and you would have to actually go into Excel. So open an Excel, install that add-in, and manually insert the dimensions as appropriate. So with that, At this point, you can easily post once you have it reviewed. You can post this, and your reconciliation would be taken care of. Hopefully, this helps with some of the things that you're learning in Business Central. This is something new that I had come up with, that I come across, that I felt that I would share. So hopefully that helps with your learning in Business Central.